Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you'd please go ahead, type the number 1 in the chat box. Let me know that you can. I would appreciate it. Afternoon, John. Hey, Jim. Yeah, fantastic day. Glad to hear it. Morning, Helen. Morning, Brenda. Thank you, everybody. Excellent. We still got people kind of rolling in here. So I think the time change is messing some people up. Maybe most of our people are from Arizona or Indiana where they don't do a whole lot of time changing. We'll see. Morning, Kevin. Keep in mind that everything we go through today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right. So we've got Trading You coming up this week on November 10th, which is Wednesday. On the 11th, Thursday, we've got our Inner Circle. This Tuesday, which is the 9th, is the Mastermind Group. And then free trainings this week. We've got Here We Are Power Hour, of course. Trading Coaches Playbook comes up on Friday, which is at 12 p.m., 12 to 1. Brandon is teaching that. Crush Your Trading is a brand new training that Brandon did last week. He taught 2 of them. He's got 2 scheduled this week, both one on the 11th, one on the 15th, both at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I guess 15th is next week. But make sure you're there, guys. I was blown away by that training. I was very impressed with what Brandon showed in there, what he's been able to do. Crush Your Trading in 2 hours. That's it. It's in 2 hours. It's such a small amount of time to actually be able to learn how to do this. And then we've got a brand new Key to Be Free coming up. I have not done this in about a year. Was the last time I taught it. I made it very clear the last time I did it, it was very limited. We stopped teaching it for a bit. And here we are about back at that time again. And what is it? Key to Be Free is just that. It's what is it going to take to get you free? You know, I want you to step back and look at where you are and what you're doing in life and as far as trading goes and determine if you're where you want to be. Where have you progressed over the last year? You may have had some great strides. Is it what you're looking for? Were you expecting to be further along the path and so forth? Key to Be Free is just that. It's about 90 minutes long. It's on a Saturday, by the way, November 20th. It's a Saturday. And it's 12 to whatever it is, 1-ish, 1:30-ish Eastern time, whatever it takes me to go through the presentation. It's not like I've done it a lot of times. And I know Power Hour takes me an hour, right? I don't know that. But you will not be disappointed. Make sure you get registered. I'm not sure what we're doing with further ones after this just yet. So just make sure you get yourself registered and ready to rock on this right here. You really want to know what it takes? You'll find out right there. All right. And then Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-Mini are all on their regular schedule this week. Crush Your Trading in 2 hours, folks. This is what I was talking about. Get in Brandon's class. You've got one this week, one next week. One is on next week is on Monday. All right. And here's our follow us page. Make sure that you're following along with everything that we do out there, guys. So I've been off video for about a week or so. I had a procedure done on my face. So I go back to the doc tomorrow and we'll get an update on where we're at. But that's why you haven't seen me out on some of the videos lately. So still a lot of social stuff going out, just not as much of me on video right now. Let's see. So make sure you're following along with the various social platforms that we are on, though. So Paul said in your Trade with Rob video, for example, if the stock is in an uptrend and you're suggesting an entry below, I'm not sure what CP is, you typically sell 2 contracts. So would you? So in Trade with Rob is all, Paul, Trade with Rob is all about, I just do directional trades in there. I'm not selling anything. Current price. Got it, Paul. Oh, I understand what you're saying. So what I'm talking about is adjusting your stop, Paul. So when you have the initial entry into the trade, you've got 1 contract at the first target, 2 contracts as your stop. For us to get to current price, but below where we entered, above where we ended the trade on a bullish entry, as an example, if it drops down below there, whatever the price of the stock is at that point, I mean, whatever the option price is, it doesn't matter. If the stock is at 52 and you got in at 53 and you say, get me out at 52, whatever the option sells for, that's it. So I hope that answers it. Yeah, not shy, Jim. No, I'm good with the shy part. That's okay. All right. So Go ahead and drop your trades in, folks. What is it you've done today? What are your trades looking like today? Let me see. Talk to me until the night is over. No, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, shave, not shy. No, I'm good. I actually shaved last night, even though I'm not on camera. Jeff said, been a good day. Excellent. With what, Jeff? John said, Wheel of Fortune on Etsy and CLF. Fantastic. Jeff said on Mara. Good. You brought that one up this morning, Jeff, in the YouTube show. Guys, I need to put that in here somehow on this. We're doing a live YouTube show every day at 9 a.m., about 20 minutes or so. I kind of go over some candidates that I'm looking at. Mara was one that Jeff brought up in there because I asked you, hey, what candidates you want me to take a look at? Jeff brought Mara up this morning. And that's what he's talking about in here. Yeah, Brenda, of course, is crushing it on the Qs. Wow, Jeff said Mara is now up $11. Wow, okay. Yep, nice move. Really nice move. John said, did a naked put on Mara last week? Thanks, Jeff. There you go. Appreciate it, Jeff. Alan said, Home Depot, 4 contracts, day trade. Amgen, 4 contracts, day trade. Baba, 4 contracts, day trade. Jury is still out. Okay, well, you got a couple of trades going there, which is fantastic. All right, excellent, 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 excellent. Guys, we've had some absolutely amazing moves today. Right, Tesla being one of them, right? And I said it this morning in the YouTube show. I do not necessarily believe the drop in there. So we opened up this morning about 11.50, we'll call it. I said I'd be looking for a pop. Sure enough, we got a pop. We're at 11.85. So what a great move on Tesla. Regeneron gapped up on the open. Wasn't sure with the way it ran out in pre-market. Right, it gapped up in pre-market, came back. We were in the show on YouTube, 9 o'clock ish. We'd already given all that back, and I said I wasn't really confident in it. I like it. I like it a lot. I think the product has an opportunity to crush it as far as COVID drugs go. I think this one has a lot of great opportunity. Right, Caterpillar's upgrade this morning. I mean, we had great opportunities. I mean, talk about selling positions to get into a credit spread as you backed up and started to bounce off the moving average. Just great opportunities over and over and over today. So Jeff's got a synthetic out there on the Jan 2335 strike. Okay, nice. Karen said these classes recorded and posted if we can attend them one day at 10 o'clock. Which class, Karen? You talking about the YouTube channel, the YouTube show I do? Oh, Power Hours is recorded. We put it on YouTube. It shows up if you go to our page and you go to WBHQ TV. It should be in there. Let's make sure we're updating them. Yeah, last one was trading around Halloween can be scary. Right? So there was last week's. We changed it out, but it's on YouTube. Right, but you'll find the most recent one on the TV channel. All right, just making sure. You're welcome, Karen. That's good. All right, very nice. Very nice. So let me bring this back in. And today's topic was, let's see, Jeff said sold AMD puts on Friday up 13 today. Good. That's excellent. Yeah, I like AMD a lot. Today's topic is mastering meme trading. M-E-M-E, meme trading. Right? Never quite got the word, but meme trading. So first thing is, where did all this come from, right? Reddit is where a lot of this, what is the definition of a meme, right? It's basically, you know, a farce, a joke. You know, to me, when I look at what's going on, hey, Robert, when I look at what's going on with these stocks, you know, here's it, right? Here it is, not here's it, right? So come on, baby. There we go. All right. And this is really what I was looking at. So we're sitting right here at about 20 bucks on GameStop, and it runs up to just shy of $500, right? In a very short fashion, right? We had a little bit of a rise there. It kind of hung out around that $42, $45 level. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days or so, 6 days, 5 or 6 days, we run all the way up to 500. Well, I can tell you without a doubt, I could actually give names, right, of individuals that were trying to trade or were trading along the way here. So once we got up into this $40-ish level, we got a quick pop and then that pop and pullback. So even if you count those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, we ran up to that 482 near $500 level, right? And on this day, I know many people, many traders buying all the way up this. The next day, still holding on, and were devastated in the trade. Now, does that mean that people did not make money? No, that is not what that means. People crushed it. There are people out there that have started entire businesses with stock market education companies because they placed a GameStop trade and now they are a guru. Right? There's a buddy of mine who comes into these trainings once in a while, and he had asked one time, I put a trade in on GameStop. It made a great move. And the next week he was back in power. I was like, hey, you got another one like last week? You know, it wasn't me knowing, ooh, GameStop is going to do this today. It was the pattern it was in. I liked what was there. I didn't expect the move that it made, but it gave us a great opportunity. Yeah, it took away the buy button. There you go, Alan. So when you look at these, is there opportunity on the way up here? Absolutely. Guys, I am not a day trader in the fashion that I sit there and watch these things and how they operate, and I've got 50 charts open at one time. I can't do that stuff. I don't have that kind of time in my life. I don't want to put that kind of commitment in my life. I don't. I absolutely don't. I don't want to read the news channels. I sure the heck don't want to read what Reddit has to say, right? Because a lot of it is nothing more than speculation, than hype and hoopla, trying to drive a position in a direction because I am in that trade, right? It's a legal form of insider trading, right? Telling people what they should and should not do and trying to drive direction because I'm in that position, right? So we look at that, and just as quickly as it ran up, those 5 days to run up right here, in the same fashion, we were back down near that $40 level again, all over again, right? And then we hung and we hung and we hung. And how many people bought at $400, $450, $480, and we're still holding as it dropped back down in that $40, $50 range, right? Then we got this quick pop, one nice strong run day. The next one we gapped up, and what happened? Traders again said, ooh, you see what happened here? I'm going to capitalize on it after this day. And now it's gapped up to here on the open. I'm in. And GameStop, I remember that day vividly. GameStop ran that day, just skyrocketed, right? From where it was and crashed, came crashing down. And it's like, oh, what happened? Yeah, go figure. No kidding. Right? And then if you held on, right? Wonderful. You had a great run up to 350 again. Right? But look at the volatility on that day. How many people had their head handed to them? You got in at 350 because you thought it was going back to 500 and beyond, right? Because if you look at heck, we've even done a graphic. Sean had his team create something with me on the graphic and a rocket ship and, the meme stocks like the GameStop, going to the moon, right? Yeah, great. But you bought at that 330, 340, and it dropped down a low that day of 175, and you're still holding? Really? Really? Your options, you're getting crushed on options on implied volatility, the crush factor, or the volatility flip as we're running up and then we turn around and start to drop. Crush is an understatement, right? It is getting your head handed to you. So And we continue to go, we continue to go, we continue to go, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. Life is fine. See, there's nothing to it anymore. It doesn't work. Up, 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 up. There we go. Couple more days. And we get that big down candle all over again. There it is. That's the one. And we did on AMC. I like AMC better, and I'll share with you in a little while what it is. But Sean dropped that link in there, guys, if you want to see it. Go put a comment on it. All right, so we keep going. Boom, we're back up there at that 350 again. King Rob, there you go, Robert. But then look what happened, folks. We're back down under $200 2 days later. Look at the vol involved in this trade, and the volatility involved here, right? Crazy time. Right? Oh, we take this big pop to 230, and the next day we're back down here at 200. Right? Not as bad as it has been. We moved up. That's a steadier flow. I'm okay with that. Right? Here we're in this congestion over here, right? With that 190, 185 or so as our resistance. We get a big pop out. Second day, third day long wick up to 260, and we come all the way back down to 207. Right? And that's where we've been now a couple of days. See, what am I getting at here? And I could do this. I could do this on every one of the major meme stocks, the GameStops of the world, the AMCs of the world, on all of them. We could walk through every single one of them and find very, very, very similar patterns. So somebody tell me when market volatility increases back here, talk to me about the options. Give me some things. What happens to the options? Give me some things that take place. There you go, John. I'm not going to repeat it, but you got it. Right, Trip. There you go, Alan. Good. Yep. Okay. So a couple of things I saw coming in through here, and I'm not seeing all of them now. Sell, sell, sell. John had said, right? Puts get more expensive, right? Wider spreads, big spreads. Alan said there. Trip said wide spreads. Big prices, right? So the cost goes up. Spreads, volatility spikes, high implied volatilities, the IVs, implied vols. IV rises, spreads are wider. So what does that do then? It's rocking. It's taken off. What does that do to you as a call buyer? You're setting yourself up for what? As prices are rising and the market is taking off, right? So the market maker is increasing implied volatility. They're widening bid-ask spreads. They're overvaluing the options. So maybe at this point, right here where I drew that horizontal blue line, maybe right there, the option, whatever the option is that has the 65 to 85 delta, certainly close to 65, not the 85 at this point with price. Maybe that option has a fair value of $28. I'm just making it up. Okay, it really doesn't matter the strike. Just whatever the 65 delta is has a fair value of $28, and it's trading at 63, and that's about where things were. That big of a disparity. So it should be $28. It's trading at 63. Well, now what? The market rolls over. Get some of those off, okay? The market rolls over. Right, that was right at that point. Let's say, here, let me just put this one in here. So the market itself rolls over. Then what? As the market came up and started to flip back over, what happens to that option position, to that call option? What happens to the option? Put that in. Tell me. What's again, step 2 now, what's taking place? You're right, Brenda, but more than that. Exactly, Robert. I love the analogy, Trip. I love doing that at events, right? So I got a couple different answers, but in essence, what's taking place? You had an overvalued option that should be worth $28 and it's worth 63. You get this slightest rounding top or anything showing weakness at a resistance level or something like that. And all of a sudden that $63 option that is only worth 28, all of a sudden is worth 46 with hardly any move at all. Right? And then what do? And this is on the calls. Right? Then what happens? Because now the market is moving in a down direction, the puts skyrocket in price. Extremely overvalued yet again. Right? You've got the market maker. It's called a volatility flip, FLIP, volatility flip. What the heck does that mean? Volatility flip tells us that the volatility was in the call options, and now we're sucking it out and dumping it into the put options. So we're going to keep something overvalued. We're going to keep you off your toes a little bit because we're really not going to tell you exactly what it is that we're doing with it. It just happens, right? So based on what I'm telling you, based on what you're hearing and what you know as a trader, not just what I'm saying, what you know as a trader, what then makes the most sense as far as trade type with these types of stocks? Type it in the chat. What makes the most sense? Okay, so Kevin went right for the basic of buy the stock. Jim said sell puts, day trade or no trade. There you go, Brenda. I like the phrase. Out of the money straddle with wide spread, Alan said. Wait and watch. That was Trip. Sell to open types of or credits. Trader Will said sell the equity. And Brenda said you better have your stops in place. Problem with stops, Brenda, in that type of an environment, your stop will trigger and get filled $10 lower than it is. All right. So if you are bullish on the position, I'm just picking a direction, right? But this has been a bullish trade. We get these explosive moves every so often. If you're looking at a bullish bias, I'm ready now. I'm ready to take a bullish entry on this position. If that's where you're at right now, on a GameStop, on an AMC, on a BB, on whoever, if that's where you're at right now on this, to me, buying directionally is a problem. For me, I cannot, unless I'm day trading it, trying to get in and out quickly and taking advantage of the spike, different story, but I'm not sitting there watching it to know when the spike is coming. Right? I'm usually a little bit behind the curve there, behind the 8 ball, where I find out about it as I'm watching CNBC and pre-market, and they talk about GameStop and pre-market is up $42, right? Or AMC or whomever. So for me, on a regular basis, based on the fibs that I have drawn, okay? And if you want to copy my fibs, by all means, go for it. Let's see what we've got here. Hold on. So what is this? It's just a line. Okay, so that fib has been moved for whatever reason. There we go. You know what? Let's do it this way. Zoom in and get a better view of it. So on this day, our low was 38.5. Let me just confirm. Here our low was 40. Okay. So 38.5. And that's where the fib is at 38.5. Okay. So we're looking at starting it on February 19th of 2021. And it's going up to March 10th at 348.50. So based on that, I will make my decision of what I want to do, of the trades I want to make. So if I were looking at this as the stock were floating around in between these two fib lines, I needed to do something, right? It did here. It got above on the 11th, on the first rather, 11.1. It got above, closed up here about 190, just about 200, just shy of 200. And then what happened the next day? It came back and tested the 193.50 and bounced. If I am bullish, I'll be looking to sell puts somewhere down below that 193.50. For me, in an ideal world, I'm looking to sell them somewhere down below 157. Now, unless you've got some volatility behind your position right now, you won't get that. Here, if we go and look, let me open up an option chain. If we go and look at the option chain, yeah, so Bill said sell a bull put spread, sell a naked put, do a diagonal, some form of selling position. And I'm saying diagonal, the answer goes back to no, I don't want to do diagonal because I want it to be something that I'm in very short term. Because these spikes, these runs don't tend to stay huge for a very long time. Right? So if we look at GameStop, and here we are Monday. So it's ideal. We've got 5 days, 4.5 days left till expiration. Right? We said 193.50, I believe, right? 193.5. Right now we're at 222. Right? So 193.50. Let's go look at the option chain. And if we're looking at a bullish trade at 193.50, let's go look at all the strikes. So 192.5. I could sell that right now and take in $1.07 at 192.50. So it actually puts me down here, gives me a little bit of protection. I've got an 8 and a 21 with the confluence at the 193.5, and I'm down here at 192.50. Okay. Is it my favorite way of trading it? No, I'd rather break through the 230 retest and bounce. That would be a better setup for me. But you could see we've already had some big vol go on here just a couple of days ago last week, right? This was on the 3rd, which is Wednesday. Big spike, gap up, pull back, big spike, and a fail, right? Bill said the only problem with selling today is that the volatility is very low on GameStop right now. Exactly. We don't have the moves right now, Bill. That's exactly it. I'm talking from a technical standpoint, but you're exactly right. We don't have those higher premiums because of what's going on. We don't have a spike that's taking place. We didn't see after yesterday go, oh, look at that big move here back on May 25th, and we gapped up the next day. Right? Yes. Now we're looking at those much higher numbers, premiums wise, for trying to take advantage of it. Right? GameStop to me, here's the thing. If I sell the 192.5, guess what? You need to be in a position that you are ready in case you are exercised. You have the ability to manage that position. Either you've got the cash or you've converted it into some form of spread or something like that, that you're not caught on the wrong side of the trade. Which is bottom line. Okay, so here, to me, AMC, okay, got to hit the S. I like AMC much better. Right, there's that big spike, pullback, and we've had more controlled breakouts on there. Now, again, you're not getting the dollar on AMC at that point. That's for sure. right? If we go and look at AMC, let's try it again. All right. If you go look at AMC, we'll put that up here. Let's go look at our chart again. And if I wanted to sell a put right now on AMC, what am I looking for? Well, something down below 41. All right, for sure is where I want to be. Well, if I look at the 41s, I've got a 30 delta. So that's, and I get great premium for it. Now, again, I didn't check earnings. I don't know when they're. So the earnings have passed. No, earnings are today. So you're going to have huge numbers, right? So if I'm looking at this, though, I'm not going to sell the 41s. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop down to the 39s because I'm closer to that 20 delta. Heck, for if it wasn't earnings, for the 38s, which have a 17 delta to take 80 cents, I'm all over it. I mean, would you be okay if you got 30 cents for the 35s? You're talking $10 away, almost 22%, 23%. So John said, could I share the fibs on AMC? Sure, John. So let's see. First thing is, let's just go back and look where there's no moving averages on there. So let's see, this is 908. This is a low of 893. 893. Okay. So we're looking at 5.6, John. The low on May 6th of 21. And we're drawing it to the high on June 2nd. See, for me, I have traded naked puts over and over and over and over and over again on GameStop, on AMC. GameStop, yes, as well. But for GameStop, I look for a very specific pattern. I'm catching the breakout. Not necessarily today. Maybe today is the day there's a big candle and it looks like we're getting to move up tomorrow. Tomorrow is when I'm looking at a naked put again. Right? And in many cases, I sell that put 30, 40, 50 cents, whatever the number is. Let's say I sold it for 40 cents and I'm buying it back the same day, the next day at 10, 15 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents to get myself out of the position where I've captured 90+% of the overall potential, the premium you took in. And for a very little amount, I could buy it back and end my obligation. BB is on the docket a lot lately. Right, which is BlackBerry. I caught BlackBerry back in here. I actually took the trade back here based on that horizontal line, that 950 horizontal line. And in my wife's IRA, I bought shares for her, sold covered calls. I immediately sold naked puts in my IRA on them. I'm sorry, naked puts. Did I say calls? Naked puts on them. I didn't sell naked calls. Naked puts on. Did we get in a little bit of trouble there? Yeah, it dipped a little bit. Now, for the naked puts, I was out. Locked in the premium, locked and loaded, good to go. I've got 2 open trades on BB right now, right? So we're talking about a $10 stock. But that $10 stock, which was much lower, right? 653 ran all the way up here to 28.75, right? And then its next burst took it to about $20, and it's trading back at 11. You know, I get the calls all the time. And my wife, you know, she's such a good-hearted person, right? Her cousin and her are on the phone one day. And the cousin called, which was strange because she doesn't normally call my wife. They're more of family wedding, family party cousins, right? That's when you see them. Hey, my husband is thinking about buying AMC. What do you think? And I'm talking about in here. Right in here. And you know, let me do this. Let me back it up this way instead. I'm talking about right in here. It had hit its high, it backed off a little bit. So All right. So I can tell you that it would be the Saturday after. This is a Friday. It would have been that Saturday or Sunday is when my wife got the call. Right. Oh, yeah. They wanted something, Robert. That's exactly what she called for. She called because she wanted to know that her husband had an interest in buying AMC and what I thought. And so she's talking to me, and I don't want to get on the phone with the cousin. I'm busy. I'm doing something else. I'm fixing something. So I don't want to stop just to answer questions on AMC. And he's never invested before. I don't even know if he had a brokerage account at that point. Although I guess it's fairly easy to open them up online, right? So I said, I think it's a mistake. You know, look what's happened to GameStop already. Look what's happened to AMC. You're getting some pullback in there. No, it's okay. And I said, I don't think you should do it. So he goes ahead and does it anyway. Okay. And the stock spikes up the next day, and he's kind of like this god, right? Because he bought some shares. And then the market comes tumbling down. And here we are. It's a Friday again. And he said, well, Rob, look, it's getting back higher again. Should I buy some more? I said, I don't think you should buy some more. And he decides he's going to buy some more. And it spikes up. And he's once again this trading god, right? And so he's in that stock in that $50 range or so. Okay. But as AMC drops back down here to 30, he's still in the stock, right? He hasn't sold any of it because he doesn't know what to do, right? When the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the average person who has no business in the market, knows nothing about the market, but is hearing so much about it on the news and people they know saying, you should buy, they have no idea what to do, right? That's usually the time to sell. Right? He didn't get out of any of his position. He still holds on to it now. I don't know what his average cost basis is. And I don't know how many shares he bought. He may have bought one share each time. I don't know. Okay. Point is, people are chasing after these things for absolutely the wrong reasons. I mean, absolutely the wrong reasons. Well, GameStop is up. AMC is up. I should buy it today. BB is up. I should buy it today. Right. And okay, there should be a little more reason than it's up than you should buy, right? Or some message board said we should buy, we're going to buy. And I'm not saying what Reddit does is wrong. If you're that type of trader and you know how to trade that way, beautiful. But the average person who doesn't and sees a Reddit post and decides that they're going to trade because of it, they're just the ones that are going to get their head handed to them. Yeah, don't answer. Caller ID is a great thing. Yeah, we've pretty much gotten to the point that we've stopped now on any, if we don't know the number, we just don't pick it up any longer. You know, that's just it. It's period. Exactly, Kevin. I sell weekly puts. When I'm selling my naked puts, I'm selling weeklies, and preferably there's only 2 or 3 days left in the week. Right? Right, Jim. Those types of traders are looking for profits over the technicals. They don't even know what the technicals are. Technically, they hit enter. That was as technical as they got. Now I should be, buying a house tomorrow with the profits I made on GameStop or AMC or whomever. All right. So for me, I like to trade the memes. A long topic today, folks. Right. For me, I like to trade the memes with selling positions. That's the way I prefer to do it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money with it. Robert, didn't you own some shares before GameStop took off? Still do. Right. And you were looking to do like $1,000 covered call or something at one point, right? When the stock was up there. $900, $1,000, something like that. I thought we talked about. Right. So unless you already owned the position and or you are a technical trader that knows what to do. Yeah. So Robert said he's done the $800 calls before. $800. Right. And the stock made it up to $700 to $800, whatever it was. No, $500. What am I talking about? $500, 5 and change. Right. So there's my speech. There's my story. There's the way that I trade them. I look constantly at selling positions. BB I liked. I've always liked BB. If we look now, at BB, stock's trading at 1138. Now, of course, you'll make the decision whether or not you think it's a good trade, not me. Okay. Problem we have is no matter what I do, I can't get. I used to have fibs on here. I don't know what happened to them, but okay. So when you look, we're sitting right now at 1137. There's a support level at 1065. We've got a 21 moving average at 1085. The 55 is backing us up there as some support as well at 1058. So there's a lot of strength at that 1065 level. Do you take the trade today? You've got to make the call on whether or not you think this is whether you think this is the right entry or not. All right. But if you took that trade right now, and let's say you were looking for the 1050s, right? So we go look at the 10 halves right now for this week. There's nothing on BB, right? At all. It's too tight. If you're looking at the 1138s, stock's 1138, and you're going to buy the stock and sell an 1150, which is a 47 delta, you're getting 37 cents, 36 cents on that 1150 option. You got a little bit of gain on the upside, 12 cents. You're talking about if they take your stock away, you made 50 cents on your stock on an $11 investment. So what is that? Let's see. Cash in is 50 cents divided by 11. 4.5% for a week. I'll take it. So the stocks that are meme stocks, Jim, here, I look at, watch. The only ones that matter to me are ones that I have an opportunity to do anything with. I have not, I didn't change the date on this. I just keep forgetting to change dates. I just change the symbols every day. But I've got Reddit here on line 8, right? AMC, BB, GameStop are the three that I look at. I don't find any of the other ones that they talk about to give, unless you're speculative and just trying to buy them to hold and for the explosive move again, unless you're looking for that, which is not me. I did have a list we put out once before, right, Sean? We did a video, I think, on that. I thought we did, but we put a list out somewhere once before of about 10 of them, 10 top Reddit meme stocks. I think it was. Sean, see if you can find that. If we did, what was it? Yeah, Robert said, by the way, GME is in my Roth IRA. Cool. And Sean did drop a definition out there of what meme was. Robert said, I tried to sell some $500 calls against my calls for $100, but the broker wouldn't do it. Well out of the money at the time. Yeah, I know. I was able to buy. I was able to sell puts on GameStop. I was able to sell puts on AMC through TradeStation. Not the first day when, as they started letting people back in, and Amelia was with Toss, and they kept rejecting her order, wouldn't allow it to go through. Wouldn't allow it to go through at all. So it very much broker specific, right? Yep. So there you go, Helen. There's the actual definition there for meme stocks. All right. Yeah. So this was today, guys. This was my list today when I went into the market. I have done 2 trades off of this list today. I've entered 2 different positions today. I did 2 positions off Covered Call Explorer as well. Right. So actually, we have a meeting Monday mornings, every Monday morning with my entire team, management side of the team. And all of a sudden I said, hold on. And Sean goes, wait, that was TradeStation, right? Because he heard order filled. Like, yeah, let me just check to see what I got filled on. Someone was telling me something that I was taking notes on. I just asked her to hold up so I can go check that position and then get back to what we're doing. So I did 2 off of this, 2 off of Covered Call Explorer this morning. And our meeting starts at 10 o'clock. So I got 4 trades. Those 4, I got one other one off. So 5 in total this morning by 10 o'clock this morning. So, all right. What stocks do you want me to take a look at, folks? Drop them in. Let me know. Tell me what it is. Yeah, I know, Sean. Then it must have been a graphic we did. We did something on it. All right, so let's go grab. Brenda's asking about Qs. Right, look for the pullback to 395, 396, Brenda. And we certainly will be looking at the 400s as our next resistance there. Right, and did it hit right here? High 401, basically. Yeah, and Brenda, listen, I love high 409,099 cents, 401. I love QQQ. We've got it in our retirement accounts. We are killing it on Qs, on SPY, on Berkshire. I said it before, I don't own as much Berkshire. I own much more of SPY. So in order, it would be SPY, Qs, and Berkshire. B shares. Yeah, not the A's. All right. So that's what I'm looking at on Qs, Brenda. Kevin's asking for, oops, that's not what I want. BTU. Peabody. Oh, okay, Peabody. You know, $12 stock, right? So here's the biggest thing. Right? Here's a little bit of it, some insight. Here's earnings. Okay, I look at the pattern we were in was already bearish, right? Earnings, we gapped down. It could have been the next day when we saw the reaction. This could have been before market, after market, but we're not getting anything here that's saying, ooh, take off, or ooh, this is good, or ooh, nothing, right? On a stock of this price, I really am not a fan of trying to trade a bear call spread on $12 stock. How far down can it go? 0, but how far up could it go, right? It could easily go back up near 20 because it's been there already within the last month. We had a double top pattern up in there. Excuse me. So I'm not a fan of it from that standpoint. Now, could you buy puts on this? Very possibly. Let's go look at BTU for a second. Okay. All right, so here's my biggest problem. Weeklies are not available, right? So a lot of options, a lot of strike prices. I'm good there. Bid-ask spreads are not crazy, right? So if we got a rollover here, could you buy a put? You could. It's just a matter of, do you think there's an opportunity to drop, and if so, to where? Right? You've got this $11 as your first support. We've been there 3 of the last 5 days. Right? So we're looking at that $11 and that $9.60. So what do we do here? Wow. We move $1.30 a day on this stock. Wow. That's a huge move on a $12 stock. So if you can move $1.30 a day and you can find a put option that has enough open interest, I hate it. I got to go 40 days, which is not horrible. So I'm looking for that 65 delta, 350 by 70. See, I'm just hard pressed spending better than 25% of the stock price to buy an option. Seems a little bit high to me. So I'm trying. I'm trying, Kevin. I really am. But whatever your trade setup is, I'm looking for a move first down to 11 and then 960 based on the pattern. All right. So I hope that helps. Barry's asking for mRNA. Moderna. Right. Oops. Oops. We were wrong on our numbers. I got an old sheet here. I don't have the one from last week. So it was Friday. I mean, look at that. They dropped here on earnings. They drop, right? Today we've gotten a slight bounce. The fibs are a waste at this point. There's no value in our fibs whatsoever. And when I say no value, there's some value, but there's not. It's not what we're using right now, right? We need to consider a place to redraw. We don't have one yet. We will shortly enough. For now, we could consider here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because we're below the 882 of this previous fib. So you got 230 and you got 230 and a half, 249, somewhere in between there. We're ping ponging. I'm certainly not interested in the bounce unless we get above the 249 level, retest and bounce. Then looking at 293 and a half is our resistance. If we break that 231 level, that 230.58, fail, retest and bounce, I'd be looking at take the entry, bearish entry with the 200 as our target. All right. So Barry, I hope that helps. John's asking for Riot. Riot was one of them on my list today, John. If you were in the YouTube show, you would have seen, I don't get to them most days, but it's too much with earnings right now. We got a lot of earnings candidates that we're looking at. But right now, Riot was one of the stocks on my list as a bullish entry today. We got a $5 move, right, to the upside. So I liked where we were in relation to moving averages and so forth, right? So we were in a good place. Moving average was down here. Now it's up here, of course, but that's because of the move. So I wouldn't have taken that gap. I would have waited for the pullback and the bounce. So I would not have taken the trade. But at this point, now that we're there, pull back to the 36.29 and bounce, not today. I'd like to close where it is or a little bit higher today. Pull back tomorrow and bounce. 41 is resistance. See, my system is not about, go trade it right this second. For me, it's very much planning it out. It's methodical, right? We're ready, set, go. It's not fire, aim, ready, right? It's ready, set, go, or ready, set, fire, right? Whatever way you want to say it. All right. So I hope that helps, John. Robert said he's looking at GRE. GRE. Got a little bounce, Robert. We got to worry about, you got to look at tops, right? 1, 2, 3. From a big picture, forget about lower highs, lower lows for a second. We're seeing a lot of that. But from a big picture, these highs are the concerns. And that high, 3072, is important to me. Okay? So if we can get above that 3072, I think we've got some safety in there. It took a nice bounce off the 8, although it's very short-lived because the moving averages are brand new to it. A little bit early for me, Robert, but I know you find a lot of these guys like this. So fantastic. But that would be my concern with that top, Robert. I'm making that 3072. And then DWAC. I haven't looked at that one today. Ooh, here, watch. DWAC is trading call at $60. Okay. So if you went ahead and bought the equity right now, that's come down a lot. Wow. If you bought the stock right now, you could sell the at the money option at $3.75. We got nickels? Yeah, we got nickels. Okay. At $3.75. 50 delta. For an option that expires in 4 days, this Friday. All right. So I do like them. I just don't know that we're going to see them take off again anytime soon. I think these moves were very much the early on, yes, we got it. Right? I do like that the options are out and there's a lot of variety. So I'm a big fan there. All right, Trader Will is asking for Merck. MRK. Big gap down. Oh, not surprising, right? With Regeneron today. Because their drug looks like it's going to be a better deal than Moderna. I mean, than Merck. So we got down on Friday. We Gap down today and we bounced. Let's pull this out a little bit. So we're in a neutral bias right now. So day trades, ping pong ball, 80.29 to 82.32. That's the levels. I would trade them in there until we can break out of that lower one. That's really what I want to see is the 80.29. That's right. Prefer it. You're welcome, Brenda. Suman is asking for American Express. Yep. They were another one on my list today. Didn't get what I wanted from it. I was looking for a pullback. I would not have traded the gap up on them today. They would have been too close to resistance. We did break above and fell below. So today, Suman, today I would love to see a close below that 179, preferably 180 level today. Retest the 179.37 tomorrow and bounce and look for the bullish entry with a target of 184 and then 187.75 are our two resistances. All right. So I hope that helps. Suman's also was asking for Shopify. Okay. So here we are with Shop. All right. Shop finally did. I've been watching Shop at the end of last week. I watched it at resistance at the zero line. I like it. I like Shop for a potential zero line breakout trade, but I need a little bit higher close. I'm probably looking at a close of closer to 1570, 1580, somewhere around there. And then a pullback and a bounce for me. Oh, where are we? 113. So 550, 650. We don't need fib in there. Okay. So we don't need to add a fib, an additional fib line inside of here. But that's what I'm looking at there. I wouldn't do anything bearish on it. If you are, it would be day trade only, and I'd be very cognizant of where the 8 moving average is. Let's see. Hope that helps you, man. John said he's got a $40 covered call on Riot. Excellent. Good. You got it, Robert. Appreciate you. Mara. Jack is asking for Mara. M-A-R-A. All right. So it's hard to take it now, Jack, with the move that it's made. You got to watch earnings. Always check if they're accurate or not. All right, but this is showing me the 10th. So I would be a little bit cautious of a Mara at this point. But if you're looking for an intraday setup, pull back to the 72.5 and a bounce is what I would be looking for. So 82. And we need to split this level in half. So if you get the pullback, it's funny, huh? Look, you get the pullback to the 72.5, where does it go? 77.41, kind of where it went today. The high was 77.33. We missed it by 8 cents. Jeez. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right. Excellent. So, folks, 2 things. Good, Jim. Thank you. Jim said November 18th, before market open, unconfirmed on Mara. Okay. So different sources, different dates. This is showing the 10th. So 2 things to remember today. All right. Very first one is do not miss the last 2 trainings Brandon's got scheduled right now for crushing your trading in 2 hours a day. Is coming up this weekend, one this week, one next week. So get registered for that and put a note on your calendar for the 20th of November. You're going to start seeing a ton of emails come out on this. You're going to see me talking more about it as well. But just save the date, folks. I want to get you guys at that key to be free because I am. It is. It will be the key to your freedom for that day. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. You have an outstanding rest of your day. Make it a profitable one. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you at our next update. Bye for now.